What's up guys, welcome back to another 350Z video. If you guys haven't seen that last video that I posted on the Z, this is my new budget drift build that I picked up. I actually won it on an auction for a pretty good deal. It has a little bit of front end damage, which isn't too serious. I don't know if you want to call this a rebuild. It's not really a rebuild. I'm not in that game, but I guess it's like a minor rebuild. It's the perfect rebuild for someone like me where I don't have too much experience, but it's still something simple enough that anyone can do. So I'm pretty excited on this thing. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I have a lot of plans with this car. Like I said, go check that video out. But the goal for this video is to have the car fully fixed and driving on the road. I'm also planning on doing a full price breakdown in this video with the car completely fixed and all the parts that I bought. I think this car is gonna cost me less than $5,000, which I think is super solid. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's hop right into it. So on 350Zs, I guess they run two different arms. So this right here, I believe is called the compression arm, and then the actual lower control arm is right there. So I got to get both of them replaced, and in order to remove this one, there's this little support brace that runs across the entire car. So I got to get that removed, and in order to do that, I figured it'd be easier if the car's in the air on both sides. I guess let's drop that thing and get that first arm replaced. Okay, so I got everything that needs to be replaced out of here. That compression arm was actually not bad at all. You just loosen all the bolts, drop it from right here, and then it just pops right out of there. Wasn't bad at all. And then all the damage is right here. So as you could see, that tie rod's actually bent pretty bad. And then the compression arm, this is the one I pulled out of the car. As you could see, it's bent pretty bad as well. This is what it should look like. So the control arm, as you could see, is barely bent, but still something that I would want to replace. So I found the compression arm and this at the junkyard for about 70 bucks. So I think that's a pretty good deal for two arms. I am going to be running an angle kit on this car, so I'm going to have to remove them later anyways, but it's still going to be good to have as backup. Now I just go in reverse order, slap everything back in. The car should be able to roll around straight on its own. I'm excited to get this thing on the ground and out of the garage so that the S14 could have its spot back. So let's get to work. Alright, so everything suspension wise should be good to go. Everything looks original. I got the tie rod boot back on and strapped down. Tie rods are on, control arms are replaced. Everything looks pretty legit. The next step is to just put a wheel on. So I'm probably just gonna throw one of my RPF 1s on and then get the car on the ground, and then I'm just gonna have to do an eyeball alignment to make sure it's straight. But the car should be ready to roll, and then the next step would be to replace the door. But yeah, I'm excited to get this thing on the ground and seeing both wheels straight.
Nice cut, G.
All right, my mechanic showed up, so he's gonna take over the job. I'd rather film anyways. That's what I love about Eddie. He shows up, you don't even have to say anything. He just gets straight to work.
Yeah, because you guys do everything wrong.
This is the mechanic you need in your life. So Eddie got all the screws off. Next step, this is how you remove a door panel from any car. I'm gonna break a nail. Oh, there we go. Easy. Just give it a nice little yank. Comes right off. So you know you did a successful door panel removal when, oh, I'm just kidding. This one's not good.
I mean, they're still on there.
Yeah, so you want to see most of your clips on there. That's how you know you did a perfect yank. These 350Zs, I guess you don't have to do anything with the harness. There's just this little plug and play thing that goes over here, so it's kind of dope. And the door that I got has the same little connector on there, so I don't have to deal with wiring. Yeah? Yeah. Right. Are you holding it?
Yeah.
Almost took out Eddie.
Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it won't let you do it. You gotta cut the ECM wire. No.
Alright, so it's the next day. I'm hoping I could get the car finished up today. The only thing I have left is to install the fender and then throw the side skirt back on. I also picked up a new wheel, so here's the anniversary wheel that I picked up, but sadly it is a little bit of a different shade, so it's not going to match the rest of the wheels, but it's not a big deal because I'm planning on getting them all repolished anyways. Here's the fender that I picked up. It is not OEM, which kind of sucks. I wanted to get an OEM fender for this thing, and the closest one to me was about 2 hours away, and I didn't really want to make the drive. And then I found these on Facebook. The guy told me they were OEM. We met up. It wasn't OEM, so I was like, whatever. It is a budget build, so I didn't really care. I got the fender for $100. I got that wheel for $100. So I don't think that's too bad of a price. So I'm kind of cool with it. It's gonna be a drift car anyway, so I don't really care if I have a non-OEM fender. But the other thing I wanted to do today is to do some maintenance on the car. So obviously I'll do an oil change, and then I actually found out the car does have a starting issue. When I won the car in auction, it said it didn't run, which kind of confused me because when it was delivered, the guy drove it off the truck. But the next day I found out that it didn't want to start. Like, it would just crank, but it wouldn't want to start. So I also found out that these Zs have a common issue with the crankshaft and camshaft position sensors. Also picked some up today, so I'm hoping I could swap those out as well. And then maybe we'll have the first drive today. I'm not sure, the car isn't registered. I don't have plates for it or anything like that, but I still kind of want to take it out. So maybe we'll go over to Eddie's shop while he's working on his E30 and we'll just kick it over there. But for now, let's pull this thing to the garage and get to work. here's that starting issue that I was talking about. Yeah, it just keeps cranking, and I know it's not a battery issue because I had jumper cables hooked up to the car and it still wouldn't start until I completely took the battery off and let like the ECU and everything reset. So I'm hoping it's just those sensors. I'm gonna get those replaced tomorrow, and hopefully I never have this issue again. All right, so I just replaced the sensors. Here's the 3 sensors that I replaced, and as soon as I replaced them, I tried starting the car and it still wouldn't start, so I was super confused about what was going on. So we kept trying to troubleshoot, reset like the battery terminals and whatnot, still had no luck. So I wasn't sure what was going on. Did some research on Google, and I found someone that said it was an issue with their key fob, so you just lock the car, unlock it, and then it should start, and that's exactly what happened to me. So I feel pretty stupid now because I spent money on these sensors for no reason, but these do tend to go out anyway, so kind of glad I got that out of the way. Now we're gonna go for the first drive. It's gonna be the first drive. Probably just go to a gas station. Maybe you whip it out a couple times, but I'm pretty excited. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
This guy almost sent it into a ditch.
This car's about to fall apart, bro. I don't even know if the wheels are on tight. No plates, baby. This thing feels so much more fun than the S14. Woo! Can't wait to get some coilovers. All right, I think that's it for tonight. Sense it again. All right, well, the first drive was a lot of fun. This thing whips out so easy, and I had a great time driving it for the first time, but that's pretty much it for the rebuild on this car. It was very simple. All it came down to was the door, the fender, the control arms, the tie rods. I don't even know if you guys want to consider it a rebuild, but I had a lot of fun fixing this thing, and I guess the next step is figuring out whether I want to get this thing painted or wrapped. Not really in a rush for that. I do have some coilovers on order. They should be here soon. I already got my angle kit, so that's going to be sometime in the future, but I guess I could just break down the price of the car now. So the winning bid that I got this car for was $3,650. Which isn't too bad for a 350Z with 150,000 miles. I was originally only gonna play it to 3,500, but decided to go a little over, so 3,650 was the winning bid. Keep in mind, that's without all the fees and whatnot, so by the time it got delivered to my house, with the towing and all the auction fees, it came out to $43.48, so it's kind of the downside of auction cars. It comes with a lot of fees. But that's still not too bad. The next thing was the door, which was $170. The front hub was $100. I don't know if I had to get that replaced, but I just decided to get it replaced to make sure it was all good to go. The lower control arms were $70. The tie rods were $90. The front wheel was $100. That fender was $100. So that brings it to a grand total of $4,978. So it's just under the $5,000 mark, which I think is pretty solid for a running and driving 350Z. That is without all the registration fees and whatnot. So by the time I get this thing registered, it is gonna be well over $5,000, but still not too bad for a car like this that's ready to go drifting. So that's why I was saying, I believe, in my opinion, this is the best car you can get for drifting. It's got a lot of power. It's ready to go drifting. You don't have to invest too much into it. If you get like an S chassis or an E36 or whatnot, those things have really skyrocketed in price, and by the time you get them set up properly for drifting, you're gonna be well over that budget. So in my opinion, this is probably the best car you can get if you're trying to get into drifting. But yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and stay tuned. There are gonna be more part installs on this car. They're coming soon. But yeah, it's gonna be an exciting build. I can't wait to take this thing to the track and really send it. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.